Many thanks for joining us, everyone. We are concerned with the recent happenings across the nation. The nation's unity has been called to question with statements and actions of several people across the different regions of the country. I've been speaking with Senator Magnus Abe, representing Rivers Southeast, and at the Senate. A lot of people are talking. One of those who spoke to Channels Television on the occasion of the June 12 commemoration is Senator Shehu Sani and Professor Ishak Akintola. Both of them are asking for something that is very critical. Take a listen to these, and I'll ask you, Senator Magnus Abe, what you make of what we need to be doing right now.
We believe in the ideals of June 12. Unity, justice, equitable distribution of wealth. We believe that June 12 gave us a message which Nigeria lost. Our leaders have lost that message, and we want these leaders to go back to it. Nigerians did not learn much from June 12, 1993, because the Fourth Republic was ambushed before it was embarked upon. So that much of what needed to have been done almost immediately after the resumption of democracy was not done.
What President Muhammadu Buhari should do now is to immediately constitute a national peace and unity committee made of eminent Nigerians, professionals, civil society holders, traditional rulers, religious leaders, and respected Nigerians from all the geopolitical zone to dialogue and first of all lay a ground for addressing this problem.
You heard them there, some eminent Nigerians there speaking on what they think about the unity of Nigeria. If you are to advise, considering the call for the 2014 Confab report, what would you say is the urgent step that the federal government must take now such that this nation will not disintegrate?
Well, first, so let me first address my friend and my brother, Senator Shehu Sani. On the floor of the Senate, I did agree with him that if he moved that amendment, I will second it. I didn't second it on the floor of the Senate. I now want to second it before the entire country. The thing he has suggested, which is that we should constitute a body of eminent Nigerians to talk to people across the country and, you know, calm frayed nerves and all that. I want to second it and say that I agree with Shehu Sani. I agreed with him on the floor of the Senate, even though I didn't second the motion then. I think that would be a good place to start so that the dialogue that the acting president has initiated can continue, and it's not just when the leaders come to Abuja to visit to see the acting president. You actually have a committee that can follow up on the discussions that have been initiated by these very much appreciated contacts in the villa. So I do agree with Shehu Sani that that's a good idea. We can do that. The other thing I would also suggest is that as a matter of urgency, we should actually look at our system of law enforcement, because part of what is breathing this whole rise of impunity in the country, where people think they can threaten other Nigerians and then get away with it and nothing will happen, is that people are actually doing these things and nothing actually happens. People actually go and destroy other people's property and nothing happens. People actually kill other people and nothing happens. So we need to end that culture of impunity, that idea that you can actually do these things and get away with them and nothing will happen. I think that's a very, very critical challenge that Nigeria is facing at this point. You know, we need to enforce our laws without fear or favor, and no matter whose ox is God.
Do you think that your party, the ruling party, has that political will to make this happen? Several promises made by the APC, but do you think that can happen at this time? It looks somehow that that's an urgent need, isn't it?
We are doing that already. But you see, part of the challenge we have is that anytime you make an effort to enforce the law in these, would I call them quasi-political issues? For example, you arrest the leaders of all these sectional groups and all that, their own people rise to their defense and make it look as if it is something that is being targeted at a particular person because of what he comes from or because of what he professes. That's why I'm saying that a critical part of this dialogue is for us to get people to understand that the issues that are bothering them, this is how Nigeria is dealing with your issue. So if we are already showing the people that these issues are being dealt with, and then somebody comes up as a troublemaker, everybody, including his own people, will now be able to identify that person as a troublemaker. He will not get sympathy from his people. If he's an Igbo man, he will not get sympathy from the Igbos. If he's a Hausa man, he will not get sympathy from the Hausas. If he's Yoruba, he will not get sympathy from the Yorubas, because the bulk of the Yorubas will see how their own issues are being addressed with concern and care, and that they are being treated fairly. I think the root cause of some of these challenges we have with effective enforcement on high-profile figures, because at the end of the day, if people now go and start stoning houses and attacking innocent people, it is the poor people on the streets that are going to get arrested. They are the ones who may be dealt with. But the real people who are generating the ideas that make those kind of behavior acceptable in the community will not be touched.
All right.
And these are the people that we need to deal with.